We are taking you live to Adelaide, where Foreign Minister Penny Wong is now speaking.
I'm making 3 announcements today on Australian government support for Gaza. Successive Australian governments have funded the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, or UNRWA, since 1951. This is because it does life-saving work for communities in the occupied Palestinian territories. After taking office, the Albanese government doubled Australia's annual funding to UNRWA to $20 million each year. We took a decision to pause $6 million of additional funding, which was taken after serious allegations were made, resulting in UNRWA's dismissal of staff alleged to have been involved in the Hamas terrorist attacks of the 7th of October. The nature of these allegations warranted an immediate and appropriate response. The best available current advice from agencies and the Australian government lawyers is that UNRWA is not a terrorist organisation, and that existing and additional safeguards sufficiently protect Australian taxpayer funding. Australia has been working with a group of donor countries and with UNRWA on the shared objective of ensuring the integrity of UNRWA's operations, rebuilding confidence, and, so importantly, ensuring aid flows to Gazans in desperate need. We welcome the decisive actions from UNRWA and the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to strengthen the integrity of operations. UNRWA has worked swiftly to develop an action plan for donors, including Australia. The plan includes strengthened internal controls to ensure its neutrality, including rigorous requirements of staff and updated reports to donors. We see this as an ongoing process of diligence and vigilance. The Australian government is now finalising an updated funding agreement that will include stringent conditions such as guarantees of staff neutrality and confidence in supply chains. On that basis, and after consideration by the National Security Committee this week, Australia is unpausing our contribution to UNRWA. The Australian government has been briefed by the World Food Programme that there are large stocks of food outside of Gaza's borders, but there is no way to move it across the border into Gaza and deliver it at scale without Israel's cooperation, and we implore Israel to allow more aid into Gaza now. The government is making 2 additional announcements today. To address urgent need, Australia will also support efforts by Jordan and the UAE to assist with the delivery of vital humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza. A C-17A Globemaster RAAF asset will deliver a supply of 140 Australian Defence Force aerial delivery parachutes for use in humanitarian assistance drops by Jordan and the UAE. Australia will also provide an additional $4 million to UNICEF to provide urgent services, including for women and children, and $2 million to the new mechanism of the UN's Senior Humanitarian and Reconstruction Coordinator for Gaza to facilitate expanded humanitarian access into Gaza. These additional measures bring Australia's total support to Gaza to $52.5 million since this crisis began. There are 2 facts a responsible government can't ignore in relation to UNRWA. They do life-saving work, and the recent allegations were grave. So the decision I am announcing today is the result of the Australian government working together with our partners to rebuild confidence, to establish ongoing diligence about the use of the aid money generously given by the Australian people. Once again, Australia reiterates our call for the immediate and unconditional release of hostages. We reiterate our expectation of humane treatment and humanitarian access for them, and we reiterate our call for an immediate and enduring humanitarian ceasefire.